lost 3 straight. They're in a tough stretch of games right now. They need to find a way to win one on the road. They'll get their chance here this afternoon. It's Hillsdale at Grand Valley. The men's game coming up next right here on Xfinity and the Grand Valley Sports Network.
You learn something every single day at Grand Valley State University about who you are and who you can become, about where you've been and where you're going, about your goals and how to accomplish them. At the end of the day, you know what you want from life. Find it within yourself. Find it within Grand Valley State University.
Just moments away from the start of our second half of the college basketball doubleheader coming your way today on Xfinity and the Grand Valley Sports Network. Tom Cleary, your host for the action here in Game 2. Grand Valley won the women's game by the score of 63-42. The Lakers overcame a couple of injury problems that we thought might give them some real difficulty in this game. Corinne Hinska was injured last week, lost for the remainder of the year, and Grand Valley played in that first game without Brianna Barnett, their point guard, but managed to weather the storm with basically a rotation of 7 against the Hillsdale team that had difficulty scoring from range throughout the contest. So Rick Wesley, Jeff Bauer and company try to win one here this afternoon against a team that's dangerous. Both these sides are capable of really beating anybody in this league. Grand Valley currently 3rd right now in the North Division. Hillsdale just a tick behind, but Hillsdale's had some hard times lately. John Tharp and company have not been able to win on the road, and they've had a very tough stretch of games that have been on the road. They were beaten by Ferris at home on Thursday, but they lost a couple of road games before that. So Hillsdale with a pretty deep squad. They'll show us some different looks. They've got a good big man that can cause Grand Valley some problems, and we'll see how it all shakes out for the Lakers here, trying to get back to their winning ways after losing a game on Thursday night at Saginaw Valley, one that was there maybe for the taking, but the Lakers couldn't quite finish off against the Cardinals, who are the top team right now in their division. So Grand Valley and Hillsdale coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll take a break and return with the start of the action here today from Allendale, Michigan.
Students are enrolling in record numbers at Grand Valley. This fall, the campus welcomed a record number of first-year students, bringing the total number enrolled to more than 25,000, hitting a major milestone for the university. The percentage of minority students is also a record high, as is the number of international and out-of-state students.
I chose Grand Valley because it offers a great education for an affordable price.
There are also enrollment increases in engineering, health professions, nursing, and business. These increases show how the university's programs align with what students want and employers need. Grand Valley has a track record students and parents count on. It has the third best graduation rate of all public universities in the state, and nearly 85% of recent graduates are staying in Michigan to begin their careers or graduate work. For Around Grand Valley, I'm Mary Eileen Lyon.
For about the past 7 months, Ellie's been running really high fevers, anywhere from 101 to 105. I really appreciated that when Ellie was going through a lot of her health problems that Dr. Duttler called me personally.
I think it's important for parents to know that we really care about these kids just as we would care for our own children. Access to health is really an important part of being a medical home in primary care. So we do allow our patients to make same-day appointments whenever possible. They can email me or they can call.
Ellie really likes going to see Dr. Duttler. Doctor.
And there you see the Hillsdale Chargers getting set to do battle here with Grand Valley today. Grand Valley will twist its lineup a little bit. Ricky Carbajal will begin on the bench today, a little bit surprising. He has struggled offensively some of the games that we've seen. We'll see plenty of him. Trevin Alexander moves into his top spot. And an opportunity for a guy who grew up not too far from here, just down the road, Jason Pretzer, the 7-foot senior center, playing today for Hillsdale. His last chance to win one for the Chargers against Grand Valley. Ryan Badowski's the first man out, sophomore guard from Brunswick, Ohio. Also in the backcourt with Stedman Lowry, another Ohioan. Essentially a three-guard front. Zach Miller is the senior from Chicago. And there you see the big man, Pretzer, and kind of the swing forward, Kyle Cooper, 6'7" senior from Northville, Michigan, coming out as well. Grand Valley, as we mentioned, has kept its starting lineup largely intact lately. But today we will see Trevin Alexander. Here's Aaron Hayes, first guy out. He's played well lately for Grand Valley. Tough matchup, good defender. Lightning quickness and great vertical jump. Hillsdale does not want to let that guy get away on a breakout today in front of this big crowd. Good many Hillsdale fans here as well. Trevin Alexander is next for Grand Valley. Alexander, the junior from Benton Harbor, at 6'5". Here is Zach West. He's kind of established himself in the starting lineup of late. Freshman from Oswego, Illinois, one of 4 freshmen that play a lot for Grand Valley. Here's Luke Ricekamp, Grand Valley's top scorer, undersized for a guy who plays near or around the basket a lot. But great toughness and a very good finisher. And the final starter for the Lakers, Cleveland senior Chaz Rollins, 6'8". In the starting 5 for the Lakers. So Grand Valley huddling and getting ready to go. Rick Wesley and company taking on the Chargers in front of a good crowd here at the Fieldhouse Arena today in Allendale. We've seen Pretzer improve a great deal over the course of his career. He's going to have a big size advantage on whoever it is that's playing him for Grand Valley. Important thing for him is to get the ball in the areas where he's able to score and to keep the ball up above the people that will be playing him. The veteran coach Rick Wesley takes a look at things, decides looks okay from his vantage point, and we are ready to go. Wallace Whitfield is the man that'll toss it up. He's out there with Donnie Olson and Greg Webb, the whistleblowers here today. And it will not be Pretzer, but instead Kyle Cooper. And that's an easy win for Grand Valley to Hayes. Hayes has got to like this matchup. Zach Miller's a crafty player, but Aaron Hayes is taller and he can jump. So he might be able to get inside against the man who's guarding him a little bit. Here's Aaron Hayes. Nice drop off inside. Rollins bothered a touch. Pulled the trigger a little bit too quickly on Cooper and missed the shot. Grand Valley will come out and pressure here. Hillsdale will get its first shot. It's a wide open 3 that goes down for Ryan Badowski. Badowski, the sophomore, in this starting lineup for John Thorpe. Here's Rice-Camp, and Rice-Camp did the same thing that Chaz Rollins just did. He was a little bit nervous on the release, let it go too quickly, and now Hillsdale with a chance to take an early lead, but that was great defense against Stedman Lowry by Rice-Camp. And here's Aaron Hayes, driving down and firing home over Zach Miller. So both teams on the sheet here. This is another triple try, and that one goes down just as easy as the first one did. It's Stedman Lowry this time, though, and the coach doesn't like to see that. Right in front of his vantage point on the bench, Luke Rice-Camp now for Grand Valley. Rollins, the lob inside to Alexander. Not the ball Grand Valley was looking for, and that's going to be shy from Rice-Camp. Grand Valley has not been the strongest three-point shooting team this year. And the big guy, Pretzer, are you kidding me? When your 7-footers hitting three-point shots in this league, it's perhaps an indication of good things ahead. Grand Valley down early 9-2. Zach West, Rice-Camp. Rice-Camp going to jump it up. Forced it, a miss by Grand Valley. Pretzer tried to throw it off a Grand Valley player, was not able to do so. And not the start at all that Grand Valley was hoping for here. They've conceded 3 open looks to Hillsdale from distance, including one by the big boy. Rice-Camp. Aaron Hayes hit the deck. Chaz Rollins, now Hayes is up again. Good jump out on Hayes. Zach West can hit that shot, but not this time. Chased down the rebound, couldn't find it. Hillsdale running 1-on-3 with Badowski. Lowry airballs it from 3. Felt he got hit on the arm. Didn't like the non-call. And I'm inclined to believe that he's the guy that wouldn't normally miss 2 feet wide, 3 feet short unless something unseemly had occurred. Trevin Alexander trying to get position. Not a great entry by West. Here comes Trev looking to go on the big man. Hooks it up and in. First basket for Alexander. Grand Valley back to within 5. And we're going to have an illegal screen there, and I think they're going to get Kyle Cooper, who stepped out on Hayes. Yeah, he just kept going. Hayes sold it a little bit. Pretzer was right there to make sure he didn't get all the way through the screen. That's a new strategy. The screener behind the screener. Rice-Camp. Now Alexander presents himself. Almost got his pocket picked by Cooper, and Grand Valley throws it away. Five-point Hillsdale lead here in this GLIAC men's game. Grand Valley won the opener in the women's side, 63-42. Zach Miller against Aaron Hayes. Nice step through there by Miller. They're going to call a foul. A little bit of a bump as Miller split the double there. Went through. I thought he just tripped of his own volition. We might get another look here. Does somebody get him? Well, you can definitely say that Hayes reached in a touch there. Hillsdale tries to get the 3 off the inbound play. It wasn't there. Pretzer, Lowry, Miller. Skipped all the way across. It's wide open for Badowski, and that's not good defending by Grand Valley. Grand Valley has allowed 4 threes in this contest right now, not guarding the perimeter well. This is Rollins trying to go on Pretzer, and Pretzer grabbed him. John Tharp quickly out onto the court, and that's going to bring us to our first media timeout. Lakers in an early hole. It's 12-4 Hillsdale today on Xfinity and the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Gotta go! I'd like to welcome you to our basement. I'd like to read a brief statement. We, the Hubacher family, are pleased to announce today that we've acquired the following players: Buster Posey, Mike Trout, Yadier Molina, Bryce Harper, Derek Jeter, and Miguel Cabrera. We believe that this demonstrates, once again, our family's unwavering commitment to assemble the very best team in this neighborhood.
Mr. Hubacher, you've really upped the ante here. How do you expect the other families in the neighborhood to respond?
Well, the Harris family's going to be none too pleased.
Word is the Harrises are putting together quite a team of their own. Any concerns?
Under Cliff Harris's mismanagement, they already used up all their wall space with a bunch of paintings. I mean, really, come on.
Dad.
I know.
All right, next question.
Start building your own dream team at fathead.com.
Well, Grand Valley behind early because they haven't extended the defense far enough out to stop these three-point shooters. Badowski's made 2, Stedman Lowry 1, and even the big guy got into the act, Jason Pretzer. And we saw a game earlier this year that Grand Valley played against Findlay, the South Division leader, and Grand Valley just got tortured by the outcourt shooting of the Oilers in that one. They followed the same script. They knocked the ball around a little bit and shot threes tremendously well. As we get a look at Ricardo Carbajal, who normally might have a couple of buckets of his own by this stage of the game, but starting today on the bench. We'll probably see him soon. That's a very soft pass in, taken away by Pretzer on the lob by Hayes. Hillsdale's made 4 of 5 from the three-point line so far. This could be 5 of 6 right here. It's a great look, but it's left a little bit short from Stedman Lowry. Rollins from the head of the key. Carbajal's up, also Justin Greason for the Lakers. Grand Valley just not finding its shooting touch in the early going. Pretzer now trying to back in. This is something the big guy really didn't have before, but he's taking advantage of his size. And he has scored 5 points now to help his team to a 10-point lead. Grand Valley shooting just over 20%, 2 of 9 as Trevin Alexander left hands one up. Well, it's 2 out of 10. And this one is getting it away in a hurry. Kapuska will come on. But that's great defending there by Grand Valley. Rollins got back on the attempted lob to Kyle Cooper, who grabbed the rim to kind of save himself. Rice-Camp got hand checked, I believe, by Lowry on the way through. And that lets Grand Valley get its new trio in to try to turn this thing around. There's Carbajal. Alexander goes out along with Zach West and Rollins. Greason, the tallest man in there right now. Kapuska will try to exert some pressure. Hayes steps into that 3 ball. Just can't get it down. Had a great look at it. And the offensive woes continue for the Lakers here through the first 5.5. New man on for Hillsdale, jumping it up was Nick Archer. Greason was there to bother that. And now Hayes. Hayes turns the corner here. That's the look that Luke Rice-Camp wants, and that's the result. Luke with his first score of the ball game. It's 14-7. But Grand Valley gives up the 3-point shot, and then Archer this time knocks it right down. Wow. 4 different players with 3-point goals, and we are just barely 6 minutes into this one. Rice-Camp, Carbajal. Carbajal's getting what he wants right here. Got tied up, jumped it up and in. Good sign for Rick. Get that bucket, 17-9. Grand Valley's just got to stop allowing the 3-point shot. Hillsdale has not shown any ability to get inside, and there's another wide open 3, and it's down again. Archer with 2 triples. Grand Valley wanted to get Rollins back in. They're not going to get him in, though. Nate Neveu is in. Here is Hayes. Grand Valley's in a huge hole, and now they're going to get an offensive foul. And it's going to go against Justin Greason, who set an illegal screen. John Tharp's got a script there that he's following. Got some plays called at the offensive end. Grand Valley's just got to dial up the intensity. It hasn't been there in the early going. Neveu to Archer. Archer doesn't have great mobility. That's a silly foul by Carbajal. Reaching in from behind, about 15 feet from the bucket, against a man who's got his man back to the basket. We'll get Alexander in for Carbajal right now. Ricky's unhappy with himself for that little miscue. Jack Cordes is on right now. 22 in blue for the visitors. Freshman from Naperville, Illinois. That one was lobbed up deep into the backcourt near the backcourt to Neveu. Grand Valley trying to trap, not able to do it. Archer got rid of his man, but Rollins recovered to block it. Here comes Kapuska. Just not careful enough with the ball. Had it flipped from behind. Did Darren Kapuska. And Kapuska returns the favor, luckily. He was beaten on the play. Here comes Darren. What's he going to do here? Rollins. Rice-Camp. Well, he's got ripped going down the lane and drew the foul. That's just a reach in right there by Jack Cordes. Here's Rice-Camp. Rollins. Hayes, Kapuska, Rice-Camp, Alexander, and Chaz Rollins. Smaller lineup right now for Grand Valley. And here's Rollins looking to go, and Archer reached in, had it knocked out of his hands, presented that ball to Archer, who swatted it off his leg, off Rollins' leg, and out of bounds. Hillsdale looking confident, Grand Valley looking a little confused. Lakers have done a better job of guarding the three-point line in the last couple of minutes, but they have not been able to get anything going offensively. Diving attempt by Rice-Camp. There's a triple try. Goodness gracious. Kyle Cooper now gets into the act. 5 guys have hit at least 1 3. Archer has hit 2. 6 goals have produced 18 points and a 14-point lead. Rice-Camp looking to jump it up inside. Got the kind bounce. It's hard to imagine how he does it, but he does. Luke Rice-Camp trying to keep his team close till Grand Valley can come up with some answers. It's Badowski against Rice-Camp. Shot clock at 15. Hillsdale comfortable on the ball right now. That looked like a travel to me, but it comes back out for, guess what? A three-pointer that this time doesn't go, but it's pulled out by Cordes. Neveu. Kyle Cooper. Cooper again. 3 at the table for Hillsdale. Boy, that's just great work. An easy attempt, but it doesn't go down for Badowski. Easiest one probably that Hillsdale's had so far. Here comes Aaron Hayes forcing it up. Drew the foul early against Neveu. And that gets us to our immediate timeout. Still a struggle for the Lakers. Chasing the game right now. Hillsdale on top by 12 on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
All right, that huddle hopefully producing some answers for Grand Valley. Zach West will get back into the game with Carbajal, Rice-Camp, Alexander, and Kapuska. Luke Rice-Camp will trigger. His sister was among the players honored today, the 10-year anniversary of Grand Valley's only basketball national championship. The women's team of 2005, 2006. Rice-Camp got tugged down by Cordes, I think. John Tharp didn't like that. Wallace Whitfield made the call. Common foul. And there is Erica over there, talking with Mike Williams, some of the other girls from the team. Women now, I should say. Women then. Whose ball is that? It's going to belong to Hillsdale. Just sloppy play by Grand Valley, not entering the ball. The Lakers are desperately trying to find a combination out there that works. Oh, it's a great back cut there. Beautiful assist to the big man, Pretzer, who found Stedman Lowry. And guess what? A two-point goal at long last for Hillsdale. 25-11 lead. Well, Pretzer can give you a different look if he can hit that shot from out court. As a passer, things really open up. It's Kapuska, another guy can't find the range. It's just been a lid on that basket so far for Grand Valley. They haven't had anybody really. It's had much success. This is Lowry. Good jump out initially. Pretzer, why not? Missed the three that time. There were people all over the place. This could go a million different ways. I think it's going to go against Hillsdale, though. No foul called. Well, one of the guys that went down was Gordon Bear, who's in there right now, 33. Grand Valley had somebody on the wood, too, but no harm, no foul. Lakers trailing by 14. They've only got 11 through the first 10 minutes of this half. Rice-Camp with Carbajal. Carbajal thought about a three. Now looking to go strong. Bothered by Pretzer. Trevin Alexander lost it out of bounds to Grand Valley. Might have been a compromise call there. I thought Alexander touched it last, but there was also some contact. And Hillsdale's just been quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if we can tell what happened here. You know what? I think it's a good call. It bounced off the leg of the Hillsdale player. Rice-Camp got it to Carbajal. Boy, that was a thin window right there. Luke squeezed it through and Carbajal finished it off. 2 buckets for Rick. Grand Valley still down a dozen. Long time to go, but Grand Valley's got to shut off the 3-point attempts. Look at this driving bucket here by Nate Neveu. Zach West. Kapuska. Oh, nice dump to Carbajal, but Carbajal was just too open there. That ball bounded off of West, out of bounds to the Chargers. More substitutions for both sides. Got actually no Grand Valley substitutions, but Nick Archer's back in right now, and now finally Aaron Hayes is back up, and Kapuska will, in all likelihood, come out. Grand Valley has just not been able to open it up offensively, and they're going more and more to the basket into a congested area. They need to get a couple of balls from distance to go down to cut the margin and soften things up on the inside. Carbajal bumped against his man, fought him off, drove down and drew the foul. And you got to be careful right now if you're Kyle Cooper, because Greg Webb didn't like all the demonstration that occurred. Now, it was a tough play from start to finish. Cooper went in and blocked the ball, but did not get any separation. Now the official comes over and says, okay, we'll play that game once, but next time it's going to cost you. It's an emotional Hillsdale team, though, playing with great passion and intensity, as Rick Carbajal can't get the free throw. That's a good substitution here by Tharp. He's going to get the player in question out to cool off a little bit, make some changes. Got Zach Miller back in there right now. Also, Bear is back in the contest. Carbajal splits the pair. He'll sit down now as Trevin Alexander comes back in. But Hillsdale is just pretty much having its own way at the moment, up by 13. Zach Miller on against Aaron Hayes. Miller's not a big guy, only 5'9". He's a strong individual, though, and he's strong on the ball. Very nearly a takeaway there. That's a triple try that's way short. Now the track meet's on for Aaron Hayes, but he ran right into the defender. He got a break there because Lowry couldn't get out of the way, and eventually he just blocked him. Hayes looked like he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to go right or go left, and he went right at the man, and Lowry disgusted with himself for picking up a foul here. Look at this now. Hayes kept thinking he was going to cross over, and then he just put his shoulder down and got the whistle. Whenever you're down big in a ball game, this is the way, it's one of the best ways to get back in at the free throw line. Stop the clock, get some easy attempts. And Aaron Hayes gets them both. Good concentration there by Aaron. His team down 11, though. Grand Valley's done a better job of late defensively. Well, as soon as I say that, here goes the little man all the way down. And then the putback by Nick Archer. Archer with 8. Grand Valley's got to do better than that. That play broke down when the 5'8" Miller got all the way to the bucket, almost uncontested. Grand Valley has Juwan Starks in there right now. We haven't seen him lately. Lakers give it away. It's 1-on-3. And super offensive basketball right there by Hillsdale's Ryan Badowski. 1-on-3, saw the opening. Grand Valley was never able to play him. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Right now it's a media timeout. We'll come back. Grand Valley trailing early against Hillsdale.
I was only 18 when I was diagnosed with cancer. I went from being an active, healthy teenager to becoming very sick very quickly. But thanks to the collaboration between researchers and my oncologist, I survived, and I'm now in remission.
We were curious, could a checking account help fight cancer? We'll give $150 to Stand Up to Cancer and $150 to you when you open a new checking account with direct deposit and make 3 online bill payments at Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank.
Well, the Lakers are digging deep right now. They're going to a lot of different options. Miles Miller is in the game. Juwan Starks, who's been out hurt recently, has come in with Hayes. And Grand Valley's also got Chaz Rollins out there. So it's a speedy Grand Valley lineup, but will it be one that can get some defensive stops? The Lakers are on the verge of their biggest deficit in the contest. This is Ryan Badowski, who's had 6 points early, and you figure he's a pretty good bet to make some free throws. And of course, as soon as I say that, he misses wide. Really getting a little bit lucky there. Could have been a three-point play opportunity, but instead Badowski settles for 1. 7 points for him. Archer has 8 off the bench. Grand Valley's leading scorer is Rice Camp with 5. Carbajal also has 5. Not much going on in terms of offensive stats for the Lakers. Grand Valley shooting 33% in the early going. Hillsdale about 53%. Aaron Hayes now trying to get rid of Zach Miller. Nothing doing there. That's a triple try that does not go. Great rebound, though, off the Trevin Alexander miss. It's Chaz Rollins, and what do we have here? Oh, just a wet spot on the floor. Thought it might have been a foul away from the play that would give Grand Valley another possession. Chaz Rollins has his first bucket of the ball game. Lakers down a dozen. The big man still in. Pretzer seems to be wearing his own particular color of shoes out there as well. Not really green, not really blue, just somewhere in between. Miller picked up his dribble. That's when Hayes has got to go get him. Finally realizes it, but a little bit too late. Badowski trying to get rid of Miles Miller. Badowski trying to go on the smaller man. Boy, throwing his elbows, and they call him for a travel. John Tharp not too bothered by that call. Ushered back to the bench by the official. Grand Valley can perhaps cut it to a single-digit lead this trip down. Miles Miller. Here's Aaron Hayes. They're going to call this, I think, on Cortis. Didn't get around the screen. At first, I thought they're going to whistle Grand Valley for an illegal screen, but instead it's Cortis, who's now picked up 3 and not that much of duty. So he is headed to the bench, and Grand Valley will see now Nate Neveu, who's back in there. So they've got 3 backcourt players out there, along with Archer and Pretzer. These are big opportunities for Grand Valley, and Chaz Rollins able to put one down. Carvajal's up. He'll get in soon. And Grand Valley cannot cut it to a 10-point deficit. Nate Neveu across the timeline. Badowski, Archer. Pretzer thought about it, threw it away. Grand Valley's got to be judicious on the ball here. Trevin Alexander leading the break. Pull-up jumper goes. And a 30 taken by John Tharp. Probably a good idea. Alexander with his second bucket of the ball game. Usually you see a big guy who's not used to handling it barreling down the court, and you think something bad's going to happen. And this time, the only thing bad happened was bad for Hillsdale. Lakers have cut it to 9. That's as close as they've been for a while. Biggest margin, I believe, was 14. Rick Wesley saying, scoring's nice, but we got to get some stops. Psychologically, Grand Valley would like to close the gap 4, 5, 6 points maybe here between now and halftime. So Neveu has it against Hayes here. Confident ball handler. Zach Miller, Archer. Now they're trying to establish with Pretzer inside. Oh, he got rid of Rollins, hit the shot, drew the foul. Little extracurriculars after the shot goes down. Nice timeout taken by John Tharp. Called the play, executed the play, and got the desired result for his side. Pretzer's been effective today because he's been inside some and he's been outside some. A pretty ugly looking free throw there. Miller for Grand Valley. Carbajal, Rollins. Rollins had space. Nice pass back to Chaz Rollins and one. A couple of different guys at fault there for Hillsdale, including the guy who got the foul, who I think was Badowski. Now they're going to say Pretzer. Now, I don't think this is right, personally. Well, Wallace Whitfield called a block, and the guy that would have blocked him was Badowski, and that's not the way they called it. John Tharp might have a chance to correct this here. I think they're going to let it go. It went up on the board. Chaz Rollins with the bucket and the free throw, and I think Grand Valley got an assist from the public address announcer who called that on Pretzer, even though Wallace Whitfield was a lot closer to Badowski, and he was the guy that would have blocked. And now a tough call there against Miles Miller. He's given ground on Zach Miller. Rick Wesley didn't like that one. Rice Camp will head in for Grand Valley. Juwan Starks, who got a good run out there, goes off. I think Miles Miller's in there right now because Grand Valley knows it has to defend. They've got to get somebody out on these perimeter players and not contest easy shots. And then the moment I say that, the little guy goes right down the middle and gets a shot which he's not able to convert. That was a miss by Zach Miller. Here comes Miles. It'll be important for Miles Miller to be a threat in this half-court set. You can't let him play you 4-on-5. Rice Camp. That's a travel. Saw a ton of that in the first game today, and we're seeing a little bit of it here now. I think kids get used to playing so much casual basketball now in America that in officiated ball games, they're just not prepared for that move that they make all the time when they're playing alone or in practice or with their buddies. And it's a travel. What do we have here? Another wet spot. Desmont man was out there, so they'll do it again. .4:30 to go. Grand Valley's within 8. If the Lakers can get a stop here, they can make it interesting, and that's a bad foul way out in the middle of the court against Chaz Rollins. Rick Wesley can't believe it. Just kind of a useless, needless hand check, it looked like to me. And Rick is pleading his team's case, but not that much. But there you see the arm is on Nick Archer from Rollins. 20 feet from the basket. Just no reason for it. Well, Nick Archer looks a little bit unseemly out there. He's got the big brace on, but he knows how to play with the basketball, that's for sure. He's got 2 free throws here to give him 10 to lead all scorers in this game today off the bench. Rice Camp, Grand Valley down 10. Hayes, Miller, Trevin Alexander could have gone all the way in for an easy one. Instead tried for the jump shot. That's out of bounds to Grand Valley. John Tharp a little put off by that call. Wallace Whitfield looking right at it though. Grand Valley's going to get Weston. This is going to be for Miller, I believe. Grand Valley just didn't have enough shooters out there. And now Coach Wesley has rectified that situation by bringing in his freshman starter. Carbajal trying hard to finish. Couldn't. Oh, tip won't go for Rice Camp. Rice Camp tied his man up, got thrown to the ground. And it's going to be Hillsdale basketball, but full marks to Luke Rice Camp. It's amazing what he does in the middle of traffic. I mean, he's wearing a mouth guard. Sometimes you think you ought to be wearing a face mask with all the abuse that he takes. Not afraid to bloody his nose. Carbajal fighting down in the hole hard. Got to maintain his position. Little jumper does not go, but Grand Valley way late on the rebound. One man in there for Hillsdale, and Grand Valley did a lot of looking, and now it's a three-point try, but this time Rice Camp rectifies the situation. Aaron Hayes. Carbajal. Down to 3:20 left in the half. Zach West hadn't been able to shake loose yet. Hayes, a long bomb. And he got fouled from behind the arc. Ooh, that would have been a gift for Grand Valley. It's going to be 3 free throws for Aaron Hayes when we come back. 3:16 to go. Hillsdale still on top by 10 on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Many of our customers are repeat customers. Once they travel with Cardinal, they come back time and time again.
Our drivers are the best in the industry. We have so many positive comments about our drivers.
Cardinal Bus, 85 years of safe, reliable, worry-free transportation. Call us at 800-348-7487.
Cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Well, Grand Valley trailing in the contest by 10. Aaron Hayes tried a three-pointer there, which I thought was on the edge of his effective range. But look what happens here. Took one in the face and went down, and now he gets 3 free throws. You do not want to save a jump shooter. The guy that got him, Badowski, is still shaking his head. You know, if you let him go, there wouldn't be any question. Aaron's got the first. Former junior college player from Detroit. Played at Kennedy High School in Taylor. That's out near Metro Airport, not too far away. And we'll see if Aaron Hayes can take off here in the remaining 23 minutes of this one. Got the first 2, trying for the trifecta here. And can't quite pull it off. But still a productive trip for Grand Valley to cut the margin to 8. Zach Miller now against Hayes. Ricecamp is chasing out there with Badowski, who's on the ball right now. Pretzer, nice lob to Archer. Archer had it, lost it, missed the shot, and then reached in on Ricecamp. Very lucky not to get called for a foul there. Here's Carbajal. Grand Valley trying to press the issue. Zach West, the long bomb, and suddenly Grand Valley is back in contact here. First goal of the game for Zach. 5-point lead. Great backdoor pass. And West, who got backdoored on the play, chased down Nate Neveu, but now you put a good free throw shooter at the line. Grand Valley really needed to consolidate its position and its gains on that trip down, but Hillsdale quickly strikes and gets an opportunity at the line. And again, it's the high post pass from the 7-footer. It's interesting when you got a guy with that kind of ability who can throw it over the top, create some passing lanes with his size. The band chanting "You will miss," and they got it right that time. So by not giving up on that play, Zach West commits a foul, but he helps the cause a little bit, because the most Hillsdale can get now is just a single point from that trip down, and they do. Neveu with 3 points. 6-point Hillsdale lead at 35-29. Grand Valley has been out on the edge of things here today. Here's Hayes trying to go. Nice work done by Neveu. Hayes, the second time, got rid of him. Boy, Hayes worked so hard, just couldn't make it happen. Got to be careful not to foul here, and does just that after the miss. That was a walk, no doubt about it. And again, it's the old bugaboo. Hard step with the left foot and back in the other direction. It's an automatic travel. Ticking down to the 2-minute mark in the first half. Hillsdale 35, Grand Valley 29. Tom Cleary with you today from Allendale, Michigan on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Nice entry to Carbajal. West is going to let it go again. Hit the last one from there. Not this time. Ricecamp. Oh, they're going to get Ricecamp late. Luke Reiskamp reached in. I couldn't really tell. I had a good look at it, but the referee was down there. I think Luke thought, I got 95% ball there, and you called the foul for the other 5%. Let's see if we can see it here. Reiskamp's going to come in late on Pretzer. I think you got to call that a foul. Kind of came over. He didn't come from the open side. Pretzer with 8 now. Big man's played well here in this contest. And Pretzer eases the pressure that's been on his side the last 3 or 4 minutes. 37-29. 1:53 remaining. Trevin Alexander now. Here's Reiskamp. Alexander, what do we have? Pointing out in the direction of Gordon Bear, who is guarding Carbajal. So Rick Carbajal will shoot a pair here. Young man, a senior, came to Grand Valley after 1 year at another Division II school, Quincy. Carbajal in the ball game now with 6, coming off the bench today. 1,000-point scorer for his career at Grand Valley. So the lead is just 6 now as Kapuska gets set to come back in for Grand Valley. There's Pretzer at the top of the key with Trevin Alexander. Who will pull the trigger? It's got to be Badowski, maybe Nevue. There's the guy, Badowski, almost got away with a walk. Ran right into traffic. Referees say nothing doing. Reiskamp's got to be careful. West. Grand Valley's got an opportunity here to get a little bit closer. Need a good set. This is Carbajal against Pretzer. Carbajal lost it, but it came right to Trevin Alexander. Lakers down by 4 now, and what was a brutal first 10 or 12 minutes in this game. Skipped across, taken away. Great recovery, soft pass by Bear. Wamdadu by Carbajal. Inside a minute, Grand Valley will get a timeout. Lakers would like to go 2 for 1 here. Could Grand Valley possibly get all the way back in this game after being down by 14? Well, the Lakers took a couple of body blows early, and it kind of woke them up. They have rediscovered their intensity and now trail by just 4 against a Hillsdale team that just shot the lights out from long range early in the contest. That was an amazing start. 2 3-pointers by Badowski, 1 by Lowry, 1 by Pretzer, 2 by Archer, and 1 by Kyle Cooper. Here's that last play. Could have been a foul call against Miller. And Trevin Alexander goes lefty. Trevin Alexander looks about as good as we've seen him at Grand Valley. He's worked hard to lose some extra weight around the middle, and I think he's playing better basketball because of it. Hayes, Kapuska, or Hayes, Reiskamp, Carbajal, Alexander, and there is Kapuska out there in the corner right now. And ball knocked out of Hayes' hand. 16 of the shot clock, 44 plus change on the game clock here in the first half. Kapuska, nice steal down to Carbajal. Carbajal spins, lost the ball, out of bounds to Grand Valley. Another one of those compromise calls, you think. I think it definitely came out of the hands of Rick, but he was probably pushed or shoved a little bit there. Would have been pretty severe to give a 2-shot foul. So some sensible officiating. Back to Grand Valley with 5. Hayes looking to go. Can he get all the way through? Oh, he got grabbed by the big man. Wallace Whitfield indicated a 2-shot foul, and John Tharp didn't like that. You know, I want to tell John that those aren't reclining chairs that he is sitting in. He leaned back that time and almost went head over heels back into the cheering section. Hayes will shoot a couple now. 4 out of 5 from the stripe so far in this game. Good work done by Aaron. Miles Miller comes back in. Kapuska sits down. Grand Valley's going to go for ball pressure here. Hillsdale can just about kill the clock. They can hold it. Almost no difference between the shot and game clocks. Zach Miller is going to try to make sure his team gets a good attempt here, but Grand Valley has gotten the job done in the final 10 minutes of the half. It's a ball game again. Lakers down by 2. Grand Valley doesn't want to chase too far out on this guy. He's about the only one that hasn't shot a 3 so far. They're trying to curl and get this guy right here for a 3. That's a tough contested shot. It will not go at the horn. So Grand Valley fights all the way back up the stream and gets to within a bucket. It is Hillsdale 37, Grand Valley 35 at the half. We'll take a break and come back and recap the first half story after this.
You learn something every single day at Grand Valley State University about who you are and who you can become, about where you've been and where you're going, about your goals and how to accomplish them. At the end of the day, you know what you want from life. Find it within yourself. Find it within Grand Valley State University.
Well, Grand Valley looked lost in the wilderness for long stretches of the first half, trailing early by 11 when it was 20-9, then down I think 33-19 at one point, but they got the defensive stops they needed and then very slowly but surely started to claw their way back in at the offensive end. Aaron Hayes helping out, Carbajal, Rollins, and Alexander all getting to the goal and producing some free throws for the Lakers, of which they were able to convert. And as a result, the deficit now is only 2 points at the intermission. 2 front court players did a lot for Hillsdale in that first half, and they did some damage from away from the basket. Nick Archer came off the bench at 2 3-pointers, scored 10. And then Jason Pretzer, the 7-foot senior from nearby Jenison, with 9 points. Had a couple of very nice passes as well for his side. And Ryan Badowski also chipping in with a couple of long bombs in the first half. 2 3-pointers and a total of 6 points to help his team to the lead at the intermission. Now it's the award-winning Grand Valley dance team doing their stuff right now. And as we take a look at them and some of the young Charges who are here this weekend, why don't we show you more of what's happening these days around Grand Valley.
I came to Grand Valley because the moment I stepped foot on this campus, I fell in love, and all the people around, they just seemed so friendly. So I was like, this is where I need to be.
When I first came to campus, it was very welcoming, a very clean campus.
I came to Grand Valley because they have a great biology department. It really made me determine that Grand Valley was the place for me.
I came to Grand Valley because of the amazing opportunities that West Michigan had to offer Grand Rapids itself. Because of the small class size, it was the one-on-one, peer-to-peer opportunities I had with my fellow students.
The moment I came in, it was an exciting place to be a part of. It's been going uphill from before I got here. It's continuing the upward trend. I really feel really blessed to be here.
I dream of working in technology and really being a big part in connecting people and empowering a lot of friendships.
I dream of being a marine biologist and focusing in marine mammals, mainly orca whales, also known as killer whales.
Action. My goals for the future include directing major motion pictures and working with some of the most creative minds on the planet in order to create movies that are unique and awe-inspiring.
I really want to become a physical therapist for our military because my Uncle Francis was killed on September 11th and they put their lives on hold and on the line to defend our country. And the thing that I can do to help them the most is to become a physical therapist and improve their quality of life to allow them to come back to their families.
I'm interested in continuing my education to work on autonomous robotics that operate in space, where we can harvest resources that we can use both in space and back here on Earth.
I really would like to find myself in some kind of position that involves working with public policy that has to do with education, and I would like that to have an international bent, to understand how to better form an educational experience for children in the U.S., and that's something I've just grown really passionate about.
One of my favorite memories from Grand Valley is when I went on a study abroad trip to Ecuador. There I got to explore the Amazon, cloud rainforests, and I got to try many new things, including eating a grub. Hakuna Matata.
The first time I saw the campus, it was literally a cornfield with a road down the middle. When you think about the campus today, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like magic has taken place.
My favorite memories at Grand Valley are working with different people and having a chance to work with people like T. Haas, you know, and to have him actually know my name was, you know, I think a pretty cool thing.
My favorite memory at Grand Valley has to have been making Happy Grand Rapids. I had the ability to interact with a couple of students here and film a bit of the parts on campus, and that was a really fun experience.
At Grand Valley, I've had the opportunity to improve my clinical skills and to improve my competencies in nursing, leadership, advocacy, and scholarship.
I have had the opportunity to meet an amazingly diverse collection of students and faculty.
I saw this massive investment downtown and these labs that were world class. Yeah, this is a nice structure. And I thought, what a great opportunity for my students and for me. And to be honest, I wanted to be a part of that.
Grand Valley gave me the opportunity to be able to network and also help attain different internships. It really helped me be able to finish up my degree and be able to move on to a successful career.
Grand Valley has given me that community to build and empower myself and empower others and be able to accomplish anything in the world.
I feel just privileged to be able to call myself a Laker for a lifetime.
When you put your name on something, it means something. For over 140 years, Coors Banquet's been brewed in one place with pure Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. And someone with the name Coors still tastes our beer every week, making sure it tastes as good today as it did in 1873. That's something we're proud to put our name on. Coors, the banquet beer.
My fathead came! My fathead came! Oh my gosh! Yes! Who is that? The bear! Look at my body, Daddy!
That looks really good. That look good?
This is my fat head.
I'm so excited for her. Have goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
Do you like it?
I love it!
Students are enrolling in record numbers at Grand Valley. This fall, the campus welcomed a record number of first-year students, bringing the total number enrolled to more than 25,000, hitting a major milestone for the university. The percentage of minority students is also a record high, as is the number of international and out-of-state students.
I chose Grand Valley because it offers a great education for an affordable price.
There are also enrollment increases in engineering, health professions, nursing, and business. These increases show how the university's programs align with what students want and employers need. Grand Valley has a track record students and parents count on. It has the third best graduation rate of all public universities in the state, and nearly 85% of recent graduates are staying in Michigan to begin their careers or graduate work. For Around Grand Valley, I'm Mary Eileen Lyon.
The Laker pom-pom routine, just finishing up their routine here at halftime. The teams are still a couple of minutes away from coming back out onto the court. Well, Grand Valley's shooting, which was dreadful at the beginning, picked up, got all the way close to 40% by the end of the first half. Hillsdale shot about 44% for this session, but they had 7 long balls to just 2 for Grand Valley. Grand Valley actually had more made field goals from 2-point range, and the Lakers got it done at the free throw line as well. 6 of 9 for Hillsdale, but 11 of 14 for Grand Valley. Both teams pretty active on the glass, 17 rebounds apiece. Turnovers, 9 for Hillsdale, 8 for Grand Valley. And the scoring leaders individually for the two teams. For Hillsdale, I mentioned Nick Archer, 2 triples, 3 goals, and a couple of free throws for 10 points. Jason Pretzer had 9. For Grand Valley, pretty good balance. Aaron Hayes with 8. 6 of those were at the free throw line. Ricardo Carbajal off the bench with 7. Alexander and Rollins with 6. Rice Camp with a total of 5. There were no lead changes. Hillsdale jumped out early in the contest, maintained that lead the entire way, but I suspect that Grand Valley keeps playing with the aggressiveness it showed toward the end of the half. The Lakers might be able to get their noses in front here before this one is done and over with. The earlier game went to Grand Valley. The women's contest, 63-42 is the final in that one. Grand Valley, an explosive second quarter to break away from a 1-point first quarter lead in the women's game, led by 18 at the half, 18 at the end of the third quarter, and then cruised to the win by 21. And it's another impressive blowout, really, you'd have to say, for Grand Valley, which came into that contest, the women, with an average margin of victory of 20-plus points per game, one of the top 10 scoring margins in Division II basketball this year. So when they win big, and they've been winning often under new coach Mike Williams. Hillsdale starting to trickle back out onto the court. Grand Valley now returning. We'll come back to get things going in the second half. It's Hillsdale by 2 today on Xfinity and the Grand Valley Sports Network.
You learn something every single day at Grand Valley State University about who you are and who you can become, about where you've been and where you're going, about your goals and how to accomplish them. At the end of the day, you know what you want from life. Find it within yourself. Find it within Grand Valley State University.
Well, there you see the banner that hangs at the arena here that is symbolic of Grand Valley's dominance in Division II sports over the last dozen years under the watchful eye of Tim Selgo. He was getting ready to retire from his position as the athletic director here at Grand Valley. 10 times in the last 12 years, Grand Valley has had the top overall sports program in Division II. That's something they'd like to continue this year after a strong fall season. 5 different Laker sports competed in NCAA postseason action. The 2 cross-country teams, along with football, volleyball, and the soccer team, which won the Women's National Championship for the 3rd straight time. Second half action, here we go from Grand Valley. I'm Tom Cleary. Today with you on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Lob inside that goes quickly to Rollins, going on Pretzer. Pretzer did well, fought him off. Nice job by the big guy. Hillsdale on the run, it's Stedman Lowry. Zach Miller's the man with the ball. Kyle Cooper got around Chaz Rollins. Beautiful left-handed move and a bucket that makes it a 4-point ball game. Kyle Cooper with 5 points now. Grand Valley does not want to start this half as slowly as they started the last one. This is Zach West out there with Trevin Alexander, Ricecamp, Hayes, Rollins. Here's Luke Ricecamp. Man, I just can't get over the toughness of that guy. His ability to take punishment and shots and to finish. Only about 6'2" is Luke Ricecamp, and he's a tough basketball player. Grand Valley's got to get over and guard Lowry. They don't really do so, and he is nearly home free. Zach West anticipated nicely, though, and came up and got over the top from behind, and that's not an easy trick to pull. You got to be awfully lucky. Let's see West coming from behind. He anticipates, goes up early, and just as clean as could be. Nicely done by Zach West. Cooper, Lowry walked into that 3-point try. Couldn't find it. Grand Valley can take the lead for the first time in this ball game with a triple here. Hayes going on Pretzer. Pretzer again held his ground, didn't flail away, didn't commit a foul. Nice work. Inside Cooper, great ball movement. Grand Valley recovers though. Cooper trying to go on West. Ricecamp got there. Boy, Ricecamp was probably fouled. And what are we going to get here? Let's wait and see. I don't know. Everybody blew their whistle, and I don't think anybody was prepared to call anything. I thought Ricecamp certainly got fouled there on the initial burst. What do we have? Well, they're going to come over and take the easy way out and go for a shot clock reset. Now watch Ricecamp. He's got the ball, and he plays the ball out. Well, he's kind of hooking Cooper, which probably cost him because it made him look a little bit guilty, and that is Miller. Oh, Ricecamp, what a block. Huge collision. John Tharp is out on the floor, and Wallace Whitfield says, get back. Here's Aaron Hayes, and what do we have now? This is going to be a foul, I think, against the big man, Pretzer. And you'll recall in the first half, Pretzer got a foul called against him that really wasn't his foul in my estimation. It was a foul that was announced by the PA announcer at Grand Valley, and John Tharp questioned it, but it just went by. But I'm sure they'll look at the film on that one in a day or two and find out that wasn't really what happened. And maybe a touch of justice here for Hillsdale as they get the turnover. That ball was kicked by Aaron Hayes. Zach Miller in that previous play, though, got rid of Aaron Hayes. And Ricecamp came flying over from the other side to block the shot. Then Miller got just trashed after that, but it was all after the play. I think the player's going to have to get it back under control here. Grand Valley has really found some great defensive intensity. Badowski was shaken free there. Trevin Alexander had kind of lost him. Now Badowski's gone down a blind alley. Could get a 3-second call there. He just got out in time. Lowry can't find it again. And Nick Archer tried to get around Grand Valley, couldn't do it. Here goes Hayes all the way. That ball is out of bounds to Grand Valley. gotten crazy physical in the last couple of minutes. Camp. That's a good delivery to Trevin Alexander. Creates his space. And Grand Valley is in a tie at 39. Trevin Alexander with 8 in the contest. Grand Valley did not play around that screen very well. Got lucky. Ball comes back out to Miller. Lowry. That's wide right on a triple try. Chaz Rollins. Gonna walk it across the timeline. Wait for Aaron Hayes to link back up. Neview's going to come back in for Hillsdale soon. Aaron Hayes, Camp. There goes Luke. Oh, he tried to drop it off inside, and then he bumped into Lowry trying to chase it down, but Hillsdale comes out of there with it, and then Zach West reaches in against Stedman Lowry. Wow, wild 3.5 minutes here. Lowry goes out, Neview is in. Here's Zach West, just a little bit slow here, and that's great play by Lowry because he's playing small. He's got his knees bent. He's able to cross over right on the floor, and when you get onto the floor, there's not many defenders that are going to go right down there with you. Zach Miller was almost standing in the crowd when he threw that ball in bounds to get away from Hayes. Cooper may have gotten the feet moving a little bit too quickly. Grand Valley contests that shot. It's a rebound for Zach West. Grand Valley is just guarding that goal with all of its life. And Grand Valley really needs to do a better job protecting there. Zach West just walking it up the court and being chased after by Neview, who flipped it away but couldn't save it. Might have done better there, Neview. Just knocked the ball off Zach West and try to get it to go out of bounds that way. Here's Aaron Hayes now. Can Grand Valley take the lead for the first time this trip down? It's been right there for the Lakers, and now they've got an opportunity. Camp looking to attack. Shot clock at 18. Alexander and Hayes. Hayes went around the corner. We've got a foul. It's going to go against Neview, who threw a hip out. And that takes us to our first media timeout. Tied at 39. A lot more to come today on Xfinity and the Grand Valley Sports Network.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
These guys have climbed the ladder, and they have gotten back into this game after almost being out of sight of Hillsdale in the first half. That's one of the elements of basketball that with the shot clock has changed. In the old days, the team would just sit on that lead and nurse it, but you've got to keep playing. And that's what Grand Valley's been able to do. Trevin Alexander will trigger. We haven't seen Carbajal yet this half. They dump it to Rollins. That was a tough catch for Chaz. Camp forced it up, had no chance. That was tipped up and in. Was that Camp that got the tip or Trevin? I'm still not sure. I guess it was Camp. 9 for Luke. Grand Valley on top for the first time. Archer out there with Badowski. Here's Zach Miller. That might have been a walk by Cooper. Forced it up and no. Hayes. Camp barely kept his back foot down. West. Shot clock at 10, 15 minutes left in the game. Hayes out of control a little bit. West will fire it way short. Look at Luke Reiskamp chasing after that one and getting the held ball. It'll go to Hillsdale, but again, it's Reiskamp mixing it up as Kapuska gets set to check in for Zach West. So they'll ride with Hayes, and Ricky Carvajal's up, and he'll replace Chaz Rollins. This is Nate Nephew with the basketball now for Hillsdale on the bounce. He's out there with Cooper beyond the arc. Archer's trying to set up inside. Couldn't do anything against Alexander. Boy, Carbajal working hard. Grand Valley almost won it back. Lowry. Nephew. Not the shot Hillsdale really wanted. Contested in a great defensive set for the Lakers. Carbajal between the circles. Kapuska will come out, run the play. Now Hayes. He's got to get a little bit more movement here offensively. Alexander from the top. How about that? It's a 2 for Trev. And the Lakers lead by 4 now. 10 points for Trevin Alexander. Archer dangerous out there. Not this time. Nice work by Nephew to chase it down. Oh, they find the wide open Lowry. And Stedman Lowry rings the bell for 3. And that's what Grand Valley has to be careful of, not chasing the ball in such a maniacal way that you allow one of these spot-up shooters to disappear on the perimeter. Happened quite often in Grand Valley in the first half. There's Trevin Alexander. Kapuska, or actually Reiskamp, trying to get through the lane. Not able to do so. Here goes Darren Kapuska. Kapuska with Lowry. Trevin Alexander going to jump it up for a 3. Let's hope he hits the rim. He doesn't. Reiskamp saves it in bounds. Not a good decision there. Saved it underneath his own basket and now has to hustle to get back in the play, which he does. I don't know how he got back there. Nice work, Reiskamp, but he ran away from his man. And the player who took the shot was actually on the sideline. It was Nephew. I don't know if we're going to get another look at this or not. I couldn't really tell from where I was. I think sometimes when a player takes off, he reaches back with his back foot right there. And there you see, well, we didn't see it, but I think that right foot went back to give him some propulsion. And he stepped out of bounds when he caught the ball. Lakers still up by 1. They've led by 4. Darren Kapuska looking for Carbajal. Rick thinking about jumping it up, looks to go instead. This came all the way through to Reiskamp, who shot it out of desperation. That's going to be a Ricardo Carbajal foul. And he just got a technical foul. And here's the thing. There have been guys that have been yakking both ways the whole game. Kyle Cooper got away with a doozy in the first half. He was jumping up and down and bouncing and gesticulating. That was just a quick reaction from Carbajal and not a terrible one, but beyond the boundaries of the rules. This will be Stedman Lowry to shoot for Hillsdale. Here's the shot by Reiskamp. It's really not much of a foul by Carbajal, if any. And just 1 out of 2 for Lowry. Well, we'll talk to our photographer Tony Packer after the game to find out if he heard what was perhaps the magic word in that situation. He was about as close to it as anybody. Tied at 43 now after the technical foul free throw. Grand Valley has to keep this intensity defensively. Well, that's a nice flip off to Archer. That's not Archer. That's a new man who had snuck in there. Guy that we didn't see in the first half, Nick Zarnowski. I thought we'd be seeing more of him early, and he will shoot a couple. That's a nice dump by Kyle Cooper. And then a good foul by Rollins, but Zarnowski makes the free throw. Rollins will go out. Hillsdale's back on top by 1. So Nick Zarnowski, who was watching from a comfortable chair on the sideline in the first half, now into the act. He's playing with Pretzer out, and Archer as well. Hillsdale wants this game. They've had some tough times on the road of late, and they want to get a win now. This is Rice-Camp turning the corner. Rice-Camp jumps it up, forced it up. And Zarnowski knocked the guy down. Unfortunately, it was one of his own guys. Nevertheless, he's got the rebound, and here comes Hillsdale. Critical juncture here. That's going to be an offensive foul against Lowry, who just kept moving with Aaron Hayes on his hip. And that takes us to immediate timeout. Hillsdale on top by 2. 11:43 left here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
You learn something every single day at Grand Valley State University about who you are and who you can become, about where you've been and where you're going, about your goals and how to accomplish them. At the end of the day, you know what you want from life. Find it within yourself. Find it within Grand Valley State University.
I was only 18 when I was diagnosed with cancer. I went from being an active, healthy teenager to becoming very sick very quickly. But thanks to the collaboration between researchers and my oncologist, I survived, and I'm now in remission.
We were curious, could a checking account help fight cancer? We'll give $150 to Stand Up to Cancer and $150 to you when you open a new checking account with direct deposit and make 3 online bill payments at Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank.
Well, you're never too young to get started in your support of the Lakers. Let's see that last play. Now here's Lowry. He continues on, and he's not set. You just got to stand there and make yourself immobile if you're going to set a screen. And what happens is a player quite often doesn't get proper position, tries to make the best of it by moving to get in position when he's made contact, and when that happens, it's too late. Here comes Grand Valley. Looking to get unstuck. They were ahead 43-39. Now they've fallen behind, giving up the last 6 in this game. Hayes on the bounce. Carbajal has time to set his feet, can't make the shot. Grand Valley has just not been able to find the range from distance today. Trevin Alexander got a hand on it, but it comes right. Oh, it came to Lowry. He felt he got chopped across the arm, dribbled it off his foot, out of bounds, and now Zarnowski goes out and Archer comes in. Well, Kyle Cooper, I should say, was again unhappy with that call, and got away with it though, as opposed to Carbajal, who said probably one word. And there's a great play here. A steal, a take, and a score by Ryan Badowski. Give him 9 now, and it's a 4-point lead. Suddenly Hillsdale has scored 8 straight. And Rick Wesley's looking down the bench to see if he's got an answer. Aaron Hayes has only 1 goal in this game, and now Carbajal gets called for the foul. And for Rick Carbajal, that is his 4th, because the technical counts as one of your common fouls. So now Rick has taken himself out for probably a significant stretch of what's left of this contest. Hillsdale has steadied the ship here. Kyle Cooper going on Alexander. Very nice. I think Wesley's got to be thinking maybe about a timeout to find a way to get his team back in here. Hayes just plowed into the middle and drew the foul. It was 43-37, or I should say 43-39, and then Hillsdale has scored the last 10. Aaron Hayes got fouled on the way to the basket. I think Rick Wesley saying, was that a shooting foul? Rollins now with Hayes. Kapuska's in there with Rice-Camp. And they're going to call another illegal screen against Chaz Rollins to wipe out a three-point goal there by Luke Rice-Camp. And now Rollins has 4 fouls. So Zach West will have to get back up into the game. Is Carbajal going to come back in with 4? Wow. I don't think that's what Rick Wesley wanted. No, he's going to go instead with Derek Barr, who hasn't played yet, or Drake Barr, I should say, who has not yet played in this contest. Big fella's out there. He provides some size. Well, Zarnowski came in after having not played in the first half, and now it's on Drake Barr. I don't think Drake Barr's an end-of-the-bench guy either. He's got some abilities. Goes inside and cannot stop the basket from Kyle Cooper, who also draws the foul. Barr gets the foul, and suddenly it's 12 straight points for Hillsdale, and Grand Valley in a world of hurt. At 51-43 at the halfway point of half number 2. Cooper with 10. Even though it's been a nice run offensively for Hillsdale, I don't think the problems for Grand Valley have been that much at the defensive end. They have just not been able to score the ball at all. The defense hasn't been terrible. Alexander, floater. Trev with 12 now. He's had a good ball game. Lakers still down 7. Cooper, Lowry. Lowry curled way too easy. West has got to do a better job there. Cooper again. 12 for Cooper. Here's Rice-Camp for 3. Luke. Rice-Camp now with a dozen. Lakers down 6. Kapuska out there on Cooper. Cooper's going to try to set up and get inside of him. Oh, they lob it over the top. Grand Valley didn't have enough help coming, and it's an easy dump off and a bucket for Badowski. Full marks to Hillsdale there. Here comes Rice-Camp again. Rice-Camp somehow. I think in a different life, Luke Rice-Camp is probably one of those guys that wanted to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. I just don't think he understands the concept of fear. Grand Valley down 6. Here's Cooper, who's been very effective in the second half. Badowski and Neviu with the ball right now. This is Lowry, 4-3. And again, Grand Valley having trouble guarding on the perimeter. Went from a 4-point lead to a 9-point deficit. 8:15 to go. And the threes are starting to rain in again for the Chargers. Here's Rice-Camp. One-man wrecking ball looking to go. He lost that ball off his leg out of bounds. Grand Valley can't wait. Carbajal's back on. Boy, that was a super play made there. I couldn't tell the first time. Nate Neviu reached in on the ball, swatted it right down off the chest and ultimately the leg of Rice-Camp before it went out of bounds. Here's Lowry. Archer's got out range. This guy's been crazy hot. Not this time. Rice-Camp the rebound off the Kyle Cooper miss. Watch out, Luke. They're coming for you. It'd be nice to see Carbajal step up here for the Lakers. Hadn't been a factor offensively in the second half. Kapuska. Drake Barr. That's a nice bounce into Carbajal. Boy, Carbajal gave it everything he had, just couldn't get there. Nice flip from behind. The Lakers with a steal. Rice-Camp with a 3. Drake Barr draws the foul. Well done. Well, it's tough to get back into a game as physical as this one when your guy hasn't played much, but Barr has done his best. all sorts of people out onto the court right now, and the referees had not signaled for the immediate timeout. They just want to keep the order a little bit better. It is immediate timeout. More to come here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
I was only 18 when I was diagnosed with cancer. I went from being an active, healthy teenager to becoming very sick very quickly. But thanks to the collaboration between researchers and my oncologist, I survived, and I'm now in remission.
We were curious, could a checking account help fight cancer? We'll give $150 to Stand Up to Cancer and $150 to you when you open a new checking account with direct deposit and make 3 online bill payments at Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank.
Well, you can go back to a point in this game where it started to slip away from Grand Valley. The Lakers fought very hard at the end of the first half, came out and had a good 3 or 4 minutes to start this half, took the lead 43-39, and then just relaxed for a moment. And the next thing you know, they were down by 10 points. It's 59-50 right now. Drake Barr will shoot a pair. These are big free throws for Drake, who came in cold and hadn't had a chance to warm up. Let's see if he can get him down. Nice release on that one. Well done. First point for Drake in a while. Excellent. Let's see if that gives the Laker big man some confidence. Pretzer's out of there right now with 3 fouls for the Chargers. Aaron Hayes is going to come back soon for Grand Valley. Grand Valley has got to tighten up on the perimeter. Archer had a look from Barr. Oh, almost a travel there. That foot nearly came up on Badowski. Badowski trying to go on Rice-Camp. Throw up a crazy shot there, and it's pulled out by Rice-Camp. Here comes Kapuska. He's looking for West to the far side. Derek Kapuska to Carbajal for 3. Too hard. Ryan West got fouled. Ryan West strong on the ball that time. He was in no man's land after he got that offensive rebound, but he just had to assert himself. And got some big props from his coach here for not getting tied up. Team fouls, 6 against Hillsdale, 7 against Grand Valley. Badowski's out and Neview's back in. Rice-Camp, West, Hayes had a look, tried to go inside, got hooked by Miller. Every little bit helps if you're Grand Valley. And that means some free throws here, or at least a free throw, one of the bonus. Not much doubt about that call. Aaron Hayes can't make it. That's going to be Grand Valley basketball. It was tipped and then it hit Archer. And here comes the big man back. So the free throw didn't go for the Lakers, but they get a break on the carom. Barr, this is Carbajal looking to go maybe. Carbajal just ran past his guy. Too hard on the shot though, and then Drake Barr comes over the top. Carbajal had got rid of his man, but just too anxious was Ricky Carbajal. And you can see these guys around the basket squeezing just so hard, and I think the reason is because Grand Valley cannot get any shots to go down from the perimeter, or very few. Other team knows that, they pack it in, so when Grand Valley does get tight to the hoop, it just seems like that rim is shrinking in size as Pretzer hits the free throw. Pretzer has 10 and now 11 on his return to West Michigan. Big man's been effective. He's not going to be a 35-minute-a-game kind of guy, but if he can give you 25, he can make a difference. Here goes Zach West. Misses the shot, out of bounds to Grand Valley. Grand Valley's going to come again with some pressure in the form of Miles Miller. West is going to go out. Lakers down 9. Carbajal, Rice-Camp. That is going to be a charge on Rice-Camp, who banged into Nephew. Not too much of a protest from the Grand Valley bench. Let's see if he gets the left arm out here on the catch. I think that's what it was. Kind of the push. Players giving ground, but Rice-Camp is just slightly out of control on that play. Trying to open up a little bit of space inside. Now Hillsdale will stretch the clock a little bit, you would think, and try to get good shots. 9-point lead. They're not there yet, but we're starting to see the finish line up ahead in the final 6 minutes in Allendale. Pretzer trying to go on Barr, lobs it up, no, and a Ricardo Carbajal rebound. It's going to be tough right now for Grand Valley because Miller and Barr are not really offensive threats. Barr's going to have to get right in deep. Carbajal still not there. Looked like a walk to me, but Kyle Cooper got away with it. Lowry quick on the trigger, not advised. Tharp did not like that. Rice-Camp thought about it. There's Hayes. Nice crossover by Hayes, but he just ran out of room. And this is a breakout. Can Miles Miller get back on Zach Miller? He does. And Zach Miller then draws the foul on Miles, and he will shoot one of the bonus here with 5:03 remaining. It's hard for Grand Valley because they defended so well to get back into this game. They played with a lot of heart and intensity, but easy trips at the offensive end have just been few and far between for Rick Wesley's squad. Zach Miller bleeds that one in for his first point of the ballgame. Barr goes out, Carbajal goes out, Alexander and Chaz Rollins return. Lakers were up 4 here in the second half, now trailing 10 and make it 11. Here goes Aaron Hayes, and he got grabbed well before the shot. It was Zach Miller, who's not going to win that foot race anytime soon. Aaron Hayes is one of those guys, you're playing him, overplaying him to the right. He'll look you in the eye and he'll just go right around you anyway. He can beat defenders even when they're leaning in the right direction. Not many guys have that kind of quicks. Hayes with the free throw. 9 points, 7 of them from the line, and yeah, you reach with the inside arm, it's a foul. Pretty much every time. Zach West is back on. This is to give Grand Valley some balance and to give Rice-Camp a rest. Rice-Camp will not be out long. So double figures now for Aaron Hayes. He is the third Laker with double digits. Rice-Camp 14, Alexander 12, 10 for Aaron Hayes. 9-point deficit. Nephew, and good off the bench. This guy's had a great second half, Kyle Cooper. Lowry. Pretzer. Oh, goodness. 14 for Pretzer. The 7-footer is 2 threes in this game. We got to give the guy his due. He has played very nicely today. Here's Hayes. Going to jump it up over the big man. And again, the lid remains on. Hillsdale trying to see this one out now. 12-point lead as we tick down toward 4 minutes remaining. That's a quick release there for 3. And now you're really worried if you're Grand Valley. It's 15-point lead, and Grand Valley got to find some answers right now. Miles Miller jumps it up for three. He got hit on a triple try. Not a great foul by Zach Miller, who was a little bit full of himself that last trip down, slapping his hands, slapping the floor, and he fouled a three-point shooter. We'll take a break. 3:46 to go here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
You didn't used to hear much in a library. Well, this is no typical library. The Mary Ida Pugh Library Learning and Information Commons on the Allendale campus has been receiving praise and acclaim from the moment it opened its doors in 2013. The design came after watching and listening to students, but it also came with Grand Valley's high standards of design and environmental responsibility. The library just earned the highest level of LEED certification by the U.S. Green Building Council. It was awarded platinum status. This library has energy management features that include underfloor air distribution, super efficient exterior walls, a heat recovery system, and a rainwater-fed irrigation system. These save the environment and operating costs. When the university saves money, it can better manage tuition and other costs to students. Now that should give students in this library something to talk about. For Around Grand Valley, I'm Mary Eileen Lyon.
Well, Hillsdale has lost some close games, and they've lost some close road games lately, and you just had the feeling that they were going to come in here and just let it all hang out. They've done that today, and they are on the verge of pulling off an upset win at Grand Valley. Up 15 now with 3:46 to go, and Miles Miller will shoot three here, I do believe. Got a great bounce on that one. One more try here for Miles. Lakers down 14. Carvajal's going to come back into the ball game, and he gets 2 out of 3. So Miles Miller puts his name into the scorebook with a couple, his first points of the contest. Second half, Hillsdale shooting 44%. Grand Valley just 35. Nice press break there by Zach Miller. Oh, Hayes got in the way. Grand Valley had it. Carbajal spins it ahead. Hayes saves it. Man, that's fantastic effort. Grand Valley just can't catch a break, and then Carbajal fouls out of the ball game as he reaches across on Lowry to pick up his 5th foul of the contest. Really wasn't much he could do. Really a frustrating ball game for Ricardo Carbajal, who ends up with 7 points but shot just 2 of 10 from the floor. And really, the Lakers' only 50% shooter in this contest right now is Alexander, who's 6 of 11 from the floor. So just a frustrating ball game for Ricardo Carbajal. Takes a seat on the bench. The lesson that he learned is that if you get a 10, it's going to get you out of the game quicker than you would have been otherwise. In the old days, a 10 was just a 10. The foul counts against the player's total of 5. As a result, Carbajal has an early exit. Stedman Lowry getting it done now. Here's Hayes driving down. This is West, who gets a free look at a 3 and still cannot find it. West 1 for 6 in the ball game. Hillsdale now just has to be smart with the basketball. Run clock here. They probably have enough points right now to win this game. It's 71-56. Be smarter than that with the basketball. John Tharp's team has really played well, and they've gotten contributions from a lot of different guys. The bench has been outstanding. Archer in the first half, Nephew. A lot of these guys have done well. It's a foul that's going to stop the action. We'll send Trevin Alexander to the line, and Kretzer, I think, has picked up his 5th. So he is gone, but it was a great game for the young man from Jenison, who gets some cheers from the Hillsdale supporters across the way. Archer will come back in. Pretzer just couldn't quite get there in time, and that is really not much of a foul. It's tough to be a 7-footer. And he's rocking that 13 that was made famous by, well, probably the strongest big man of all time, Wilt Chamberlain. Next one for Trevin Alexander. He's got 13 in the contest. Rice-Camp with 14. 15 for Cooper. 14 for Pretzer, who has fouled out, and 14 now for Lowry. And Badowski has 11. So Hillsdale's had good balance. They've had some good out-court shooting at times, and Grand Valley's just not been able to hit anything from the floor, and that's really been the difference in this contest. Nice work there done by Zach Miller. Stayed in the backcourt, spread the court a little bit, down to 2:35 remaining. 13-point ball game. Hillsdale just wants to run clock, and they've got 10 more seconds here before they have to launch. Here's Archer, just going to send it out of desperation. That's another Luke Rice-Camp rebound. Hayes. And a foul against Nate Neveu. Kind of a funny game for Aaron Hayes here today. He has put the ball in the basket with great frequency. 10 times, but 9 of them have been free throws. They make it 10 free throws. 71-60. Hillsdale still with some work to do. They've got some ball handlers out there right now, some steady players. Here's Badowski against West, who's not really a great defensive player right now. Hillsdale threw it in the corner. Grand Valley wanted to bait Lowry into taking an early triple. Nothing doing there. Here's Zach Miller with Hayes. Now they get the double. The chase is on. And with the clock running down, that is Neveu who nails a 3. Neveu now with 6. Fine work done by him off the bench. Aaron Hayes down to 140, and this is going to be a big, big win. One of the biggest of the season for Hillsdale. Rice-Camp can't find it. He goes in hard, commits a foul on Neveu. Down to the last 93 seconds. Well, the Chargers, sometimes you can just sense it that it's going to happen for a team that's had some hard times. This is a closely bunched league. A lot of good players. And to get a result, you've got to accomplish some things. And Grand Valley just had too many problems in the last 15 minutes of this game at the offensive end. Just could not find anybody who could get it going. We're going to see Sam McClendon for the first time in a while. Sophomore guard checks in for Aaron Hayes. Wesley's going to try to get some other people some playing time. Drake Barr's going to come back in. Maybe this game will give Barr some confidence. Grand Valley could sure use another body. You can't have too many big men. Neveu with another free throw. Rice-Camp's going to go out, and Rick Wesley has signaled the end here. He's got all subs on right now. Justin Greason is back in. This is going to be a 3-point try for Miles Miller. Well, if only Grand Valley could have discovered that a little bit earlier. 75-63, and that's going to be a block that goes against McClendon. Miller is never going to beat you with speed, but he's got a lot of guile. And he's a strong guy with low center of gravity. He can hang on to the ball, and you're not going to knock him off it just because you're bigger and faster than he is. He sees his man leaning in, and he just plays right into him to take the foul, and Miller with a bad miss short. Badowski is going to sit. Archer's back in. 75 seconds remaining. Miller's got 3 points in the contest, all from the line, and John Tharp takes a quick 30 here just to set it. Grand Valley's got all subs on right now. But Hillsdale is not going to go that route. They're going to keep the main troops in as much as they can. Grand Valley won the women's game earlier today here on Xfinity, the Grand Valley Sports Network, 63-42. But the Lakers are headed toward a defeat in this one. It'll be the second straight this week after playing well in a loss on the road at Saginaw. Grand Valley comes up a little bit short. They fell behind early in this game. Had to spend a lot of energy to get close at halftime, trailing only 2. Eventually took a 4-point lead. They led only 2 times to the contest. But then a 10-0 run really knocked the wind out of the Grand Valley sails, and offensively they just couldn't find any answers against this collapsing Hillsdale defense, which has got a pretty big front line. They've got some capable people. Pretzer had a good game. Kyle Cooper played well. Contribution from Archer. And that was the recipe here today for John Tharp's squad. Still 75 seconds to go, though. 13-point Grand Valley deficit. Miller's out there right now with McClendon. 2 guys that got some starts last year because of the injury problems to Aaron Hayes. Bars on the court. Justin Greason looking to go. Does go. Can't find the bucket. The second time around. Oh, that's just the way it's gone for Grand Valley. Here's Greason from about a foot away. Couldn't get it down through the foul, but he'll shoot 2 free throws. Never saw Deshaun Lewis today. Greason can't get that free throw to go. Badowski's on for Archer, so they get a free thrower on. And, well, right after I mentioned Deshaun Lewis, he magically appears here as Ryan West goes out. Greason can't get either one. It's rebounded by Kyle Cooper. And he's just going to walk it across the timeline as we're inside a minute here of what will be a surprise Hillsdale win today on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Neveu out there with Badowski. Miller, 3-guard weave. Got a bunch of free throwers out there. They're not going to be too worried. No, a little back pass there. Neveu thought about it. It's going to be Lowry who gets to fire for 3, and it's a rebound for Drake Barr. And now McClendon as we're inside the final 30 seconds as Miles Miller jumps it up again. Barr can't get the rebound down. And here's a breakout here for Hillsdale. It's going to be Neveu. Oh, he's not going to shoot it. There's a team guy for you down inside the final 15. Grand Valley's not going to foul. And that will do it for our ball game here as the final seconds tick off. Hillsdale gets the victory today over Grand Valley. Our final score 76-63. And for Hillsdale, balanced scoring the key. Kyle Cooper at 15, Pretzer 15, 14 for Lowry. Ryan Badowski with 11 to lead the way for the Chargers. And for Grand Valley, it was Luke Reiskamp with 14, Trevin Alexander 13, Aaron Hayes 12, all but 2 of those coming from the free throw line. That'll do it for us here today. Grand Valley women win 63-42, but Hillsdale wins the men's game in the nightcap. For our broadcast crew, I'm Tom Cleary. Thanks for joining us today on the Grand Valley Sports Network.